Steve, well done today. Not an easy place to come to, and we've got away with 3 points without perhaps a brilliant performance, but that's important if you're going to do well in the league.
Yeah, I asked them before, and I know what the pitch is like, I know what the circumstances are like, and I just asked them to battle their way through it. It's not going to be pretty for the supporters, but let's get 3 points. And to be fair, they got the 3 points, and they also end up with a clean sheet, which is ever so pleasing.
Obviously, a couple of players, Nicky and Bradley, went off injured. Any reports on that, or too early to say?
No, Nick Wheeler, he's got a sore knee. He got a kick on it, so we'll assess that and see how that is. And Bradley went over on his ankle. So the pitch doesn't look as bad as it is when you're out there. You know, that I've got to be honest, and I'm not disrespecting them. That is an awful pitch, Jim. And it's the same for both teams, don't get me wrong, but you can't play no controlled football on it. A lot of it is get it as far away from your goal as possible, because a slight mistake, even a back pass to the keeper, it can bobble anywhere, as you see out there. So looking from the sidelines, it doesn't look as bad, or it might look as bad, but it's even worse when you get on it. And my team talk basically today was get yourselves back to clean sheets, and they've done it. Get yourselves 3 points, and they've done it. And don't take any chances, and they didn't. You know, when it had to go, it had to go. And like I say, it wasn't a nice game for the purists, but at the end of the day, I'm not worried about that, because we've got 3 points and we're going to the cup game now on the back of another victory.
They had a bit of a go, sort of the last 20 minutes, I thought, but you know, we kept the back line solid and got everything away.
Yeah, well, I know Jamie very well, and I know what he's like and his mentality, and he's a good manager. He's got a team working hard for him, and they went for it. You know, they didn't sit back and just sulk. They actually went for it, and they 5s and 6s forward in the end. You know, so when we was having to defend, because we wanted to make sure that we weren't going to let a goal in, it doesn't give you much support up top. You know, and we relied on a quick break. And again, like I said to him in the changing room afterwards, the less said about that game, the better. I've erased it from my memory. But what I haven't erased is the 3 points that go on to our tally for the season so far.
Definitely. I think Craig Dundas's loan period, if it's a month, would shortly be finalising. What's the situation with him?
Tuesday it finishes. I'm still in the process of talking to Sutton about it. You know, if he goes back, I can get him again, and they can have him on a callback. He can't play for them in the FA Cup next week. He play for us. So if I can get that sorted out, then he'll be back with us. But if not, then, like I say, we'll see what else happens. But again, I'm still in conversations with Paul about that, and I should have something ironed out hopefully by Tuesday when the loan finishes, whether to extend it or we just call it quits, and he's done the job that we needed him to do for us. So we'll sit down over the weekend and talk and get something sorted out that way.
As a loan signing, he's done really well, hasn't he?
He's got 3 or 4 goals in 8 games, 3 goals in 8 games, and he does what I've asked him to do. You know, he's come in. It's about getting him game time for when he goes back to Sutton, and he's got that. He's got minutes under his belt. Like I say, he's a decent player. You know, he does what it says in the tin. Works hard. He'll score a fantastic goal. He'll score a lucky goal. But what he does, he's a nuisance. So, like I say, he's done well for us. If we can continue that, and he wants to stay, that's the other side. If he wants to stay, because he might want to go back to Sutton and fight for his place. And when he has a conversation with the manager, it comes down to what their decision is as well, because ultimately he's Sutton's player. So, also we'll have a few discussions between Paul, myself, and Craig and Paul, and we'll see what comes out of it.
Okay. Obviously, no midweek game this week, and we look forward to, you know, what has to be a massive game. There's no getting away from it next Saturday.
No, it's going to be an enjoyable game. I'm looking forward to it already. You know, we've got this out of the way, got the 3 points. If we'd gone into Tuesday without not getting a victory today, I would have been a little bit downbeat. You know, but the preparations now will be flying, ready going next Saturday. Hopefully, a good crowd, a good team coming down with a very, very good manager that's basically kept them in the top flight of non-league football for a few years. They've come back down and they're looking to bounce back up again. So Tony's got a lot of experience, he's got a lot of good players in there, and what we've got to do is basically stand up to it. But what a fantastic, put my teeth in, fantastic day for the fans, supporters, board, the whole club in general, the volunteers, and for the players. You know, the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup, it's nothing to be sniffed at. You're a cup final away from getting in the first round. So that's how we've got to look at it and approach it. We are the underdogs this time. You know, all through this cup, we've probably been the favourites. Now we're the underdogs. Not we're going to rest on our laurels, but we can go there and enjoy it. You know, and the pressure's on Dartford more than us, I think.
Definitely. Well, we're all looking forward to it, and very well done this afternoon as well.
Thanks, Jim.
Anthony, 3 points and another clean sheet.
Yeah, we needed that after the 2 losses in the league. We need to come back, bounce back, especially against a tough side like GRAYS. The pitch didn't really didn't really hold it up for us. We're a passing team, and we done well today. It was under tough circumstances, rain just before, and everything was slippy. So it was like playing table tennis at times. You know what I mean? So the boys did phenomenally well. We came away. We got 3 points, and we'll go next week to a tough FA Cup match against Dartford.
We'll talk about that one a little bit later on, but in terms of today, they'd had a good win in midweek, hadn't they? It's easy to think they'd be easier than that, but it was actually quite close. You had to work really hard for the win today, didn't you?
No, we knew that it was going to be a tough match. They're down at the bottom. They want to win. Everyone, when you're at the top, everyone's trying to catch up and everyone's trying to beat you. You come away, and that happens many a times. Championships are won and lost at grounds like this away. Whether it's a Saturday or Tuesday, especially on pitches like this, is very difficult. So we came, we did the business, we did what we needed to do, and the boys did phenomenally well, getting two goals. One was really easy by Bluey, but we'll take him. We'll take the win as well.
Yeah, pleased for him. He's got 2 and 2 now, hasn't he? Both coming off the bench.
Yeah. If they can, that's what he's here to do. He needs to put it in, right? And he's done that today.
Very good defensive performance as a team, and obviously a few saves for you as well today.
Yeah, it wasn't. To be fair, it wasn't in the first 2 minutes they had a shot on goal, and it was very slippery. So I was lucky. I just got a hand to it. But to be fair, I can't see during the match they had anything else. In the end, there the player had turned and he had an opportunity on goal, but he didn't strike it. So. Again, we're back to clean sheets after conceding 2 handfuls of goals. You know what I mean? In 3 matches, we did 9 in 3 matches. So we just need to shore up the defense, and that's what we got today. As Parky coming in the centre back, Sonny's been phenomenally well. Then we had to Parts was suspended today, so we had to put Folksy, who did well there, and then Ugo on the right. So as a back four, we did well. And we're only going to get better.
I felt for you earlier in the season because you deserved obviously a couple more clean sheets than you got, because a couple of games conceded not just in injury time but after the number of minutes that was indicated for injury time.
It's a rebound effect. You do really well, and then people rest on their laurels, and then boom, everyone comes at you, right? The match against Merstham, we just didn't come out, and they got 5 on us. For a keeper, that's soul destroying. But then you have to look back. You're a few days mad, but you have to work harder. You know what I mean? Because there's certain things that I should have done better, and some of my defenders were better. But you can't. You have to rely on yourself as a keeper. It's all about you against everyone else. So you have to have tough skin to come back, and we did that today. We showed great resolve after 2 terrible league matches that we should have never lost. But it happens. We'll go on, and we'll do well from today. We'll do well, and hopefully we'll get another win on Saturday against Dartford in the FA Cup.
Yeah, got a free week to look ahead to that one. Division higher. They've had a good 5-0 win today, actually.
Did they?
But it's winnable, isn't it?
Listen, on a one match, it's winnable. We're the underdogs. I prefer being the underdogs because the pressure's on them. Whether you're in a league higher 2, 3, you see it all the time. People come, and we'll be ready for that match. Whether we'll win or not, it's determined on the day. Whether they should be confident after a 5-0. So we have no match on Tuesday, so we're going to train hard Tuesday, Thursday, and then we'll give it a go on Saturday, and hopefully we'll do well for the fans. They've been unbelievable this year, so we'll really crack on with that.
We haven't got to the first round of the FA Cup since 1972, so that would be incredible if we do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I haven't been to the first round, you know what I mean? So I think some of the boys haven't been to the first round, so it would be lovely. It'd be lovely, but we need to work hard this week. Get our shape, everyone get on form, and then we'll give it a good go on Saturday. I think we'll be there to win it.
Brilliant.